Welcome back. And right now, moving on to our last segment for today, as we mentioned in the very beginning, it has to do with etiquette. And you know, etiquette has always been there since ancient pharaohs. And we used to see something like, you know, rules of the daily life and many of the communication, means of communication written on many of the temples. So it is something very, very important. It is essential in our life to care for others, how to deal with others. And unfortunately, these days, sometimes we say that something wrong happened to Egyptians. So it is time to get back to our normal state and start to think of each other. So today we have the pleasure to have with us Salwa Afifi. She is an etiquette consultant and personal developer. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. So what was interesting is that before the show you mentioned something that didn't cross my mind, that there's etiquette even in love. So could you elaborate more? We really want to understand that part.
Good morning to you, and I'm glad to be here with you. Would you like to start with love directly?
I was going to, but as long as Rahma
I was most interested. This is, I didn't, it came out of the blue.
Yes, actually.
Yes, I do.
As you know, and as you introduced the etiquette, we have etiquette in many areas of our life, whether communication, whether relationships. And if we want to talk in specific about love, yes, there is etiquette in love, even between lovers. Mm-hmm. So lovers should respect each other. Mm-hmm. A person should know himself first of all, should know the qualities that he wants to be in the other person. He should know the objective of having this relationship or to enter such a relationship. What's the purpose? I might need something while the partner needs other thing. Here we will not go to a meeting point. Mm-hmm. There also should be a respect for privacy. One should have his own distance or privacy. We shouldn't interfere into the other partner's privacy also, and we shouldn't ask direct questions. We shouldn't respond directly to situations. We have to be ourselves.
Mm-hmm. You know, but this is something important not only in love, but in all aspects of life.
Yes.
You know, respecting privacy, dealing with each other's in, you know, in a polite way. This is something very, very important. And again, we talk about why our behaviors changed after the revolution. And do you think it is time now to be back to the normal?
Absolutely. It's about time to be back to our normal in order to...
And how can we start?
How can we start? Just take the intention and say, I want to change myself. Actually, etiquette is not only about attitude. It's also about the values that we believe in, the principles. What do I want to be? Do I want to be socially accepted? Do I want to be unique? Do I want to be successful in my life? Yes, etiquette helps me to be this. People start to be aware of their principles, of their values maybe. That's why we see different attitudes in the street in general, or even in the business arena in different areas or in different events. We should go back to our values, and we should take the intention to change ourselves from inside. Etiquette should be part of our values, should be part of our belief, not only about attitude.
Interesting that you mentioned it should be part of value and belief, because, for example, we had held on to the values of respecting women, for example, and yet we have a horrible incidence of harassment. Yes. And it has been increasing since 2005, maybe even a bit before that. Yes. So this presence on the street, how can we promote the sense of value, of respecting women?
Actually, there is a very simple rule in etiquette. Let us say we have the golden rule and we have the platinum rule. The golden rule says, treat people as you would like to be treated, simply. And the platinum rule says, treat people as they would like to be treated. Always put yourself in the other person's situation. Imagine if she was you or if she was your sister, your mother, your daughter, or whoever, would you accept that? Of course not. Once we think about the other person, we respect his privacy, we respect his freedom, we respect his being a human being, we will not do anything that hurts others' feelings and makes us unwanted in the society. We have to be more acceptable in the society where we are.
You know, I was lucky enough to have many different interviews regarding etiquette, and I understood that we have many sectors in etiquette, in all, you know, in presence, in love, in relationship, in all aspects of life. But let me focus right now on our children and youth, because unfortunately I don't see any etiquette in any of their, you know, actions or movements even.
Okay. Actually, children acquire many things through mothers or parents, through the school, through the community itself. Excuse me. So we have to be very cautious about our attitude at home, even at school, because a child acquires all these things since he is in the age of 0 till 7. And it will be too hard to change those attitudes later on, or values and beliefs. So we have to be careful the way we talk to him, even to the child himself, the way parents talk to each other, the way brothers deal with each others. By this, a child will have it as a habit to deal in respect, to deal with care and without hurting others, without being so selfish, and without being careless, as you mentioned.
So it's basically that it's through what they see, because you've mentioned because it is interesting. For example, I can tell a child, don't swear, as his mother, but if he sees me doing that, he'll just simply copy.
How would he believe you?
You know, something to continue, I'm sorry, with this, swear. Please and thank you. 2 words, simple words.
Please and thank you.
I have never heard these words years ago.
Thank you, Nashwa, for being with me.
Thank you. Please and thank you.
Please and thank you.
Yes,
something very simple. You know, even with my child, she is still she's a toddler, but the idea, please and thank you, even if she's not going to say it, but
Habiba.
Again, yes. Please and thank you.
Is she watching us now?
No. She's 2.5.
Okay. As you said, please and thank you. It's very simple to give them tips, small tips that will facilitate their lives even when they grow up, and they will make them more lovable and more acceptable at school, with their friends, even in the family. It's very simple to respect others, and simply etiquette is about respecting others and being yourself without hurting others' feelings.
And respecting myself.
Respecting yourself first. Exactly. Yes. This is the golden rule, that you want to be treated in respect, so you have to respect others.
But what if I treated, or I just followed this, and the other side did not respect me and still treat me in his own way?
Trust me, you will force him to respect you and to treat you the way you want. You have the control for your life. You have the control for relationships, even with others. Don't react to others, and don't be a follower. Just have your own personality, have your own vision, and no way, if you trust people, if you respect people and you respect yourself, no way that people interfere in your personal or private life, for example.
Interesting that you should say that, and it is this sense of confidence with one's personality and respecting oneself that demands respect of others.
Absolutely.
I want to abuse that you're here because the presidential campaign is ongoing. Yes. What do you think of both candidates and the campaigning itself? So, for example, a lot of people would be wary if they start accusing one another or rather than focusing on their own selves. So how can you analyze their own etiquette?
Actually, let me just speak in general that we have to respect both, okay? Regardless of being with this or being with that, we have to respect both. And this became very obvious in the social media. Now, if someone is with someone, he starts to write good things about him, and vice versa. Other people start to say bad things about. This is not etiquette at all. We have to respect others' opinion, others' point of views. Everyone has his own perceptions, his own program, his own plans. So we have to respect both, and I have to express myself the way I want. Right. I don't want to go inside and to talk personally about each one. We are not in a situation maybe to analyze them, but I'm talking about the response of others, that we have to respect both opinions, and we have to be very cautious about what we write, even in the social media, what we express ourselves.
But you tackled something very, very important. Yes, both of the candidates, they respect each other, and usually they care very much about the word each one utters.
Absolutely.
But unfortunately, I'm talking about the campaign, about the people, because nowadays Egyptians, some people trying to divide them. You belong to this and you belong to that sect, yes. And not only Hamdeen and Sisi, but you know, different sects, parties, beliefs.
Like Ali, I like Zamili.
Yes, even now in soccer, we started to find problems, and soccer is something for entertainment. So we started now to have the ultras here, the ultras there. You know, something wrong happened, and it has to do again with our behavior, the idea of accusing each other.
And the idea of respecting or expressing our own selves and respecting others' opinion. Again, if we follow the rules of etiquette, we will do that. It doesn't mean if I like blue color, it doesn't mean that I hate black color, for example, or you should all wear blue. Of course not. I have to respect each one's taste, each one's point of view. Let me put myself in your position. Maybe I can see things that I don't see it while I'm sitting here. This is the point. So we have to think globally, to be more realistic, and to be more flexible. Flexibility makes life easier, by the way.
You've pointed out another thing that's very important, which is media. So it's not just about social media, it's about media in general. You find an anchor who is having a fight with the guest, and it's become a staged, chaotic scene almost.
Yes, because also we don't listen. Actually, we have 2 ears in order to listen more than we talk. I have to listen, and even when we show that we listen, maybe you are thinking about what we are going to say, how we are going to respond. Why? Let me listen to learn what's your point of view, what would you like to express and say, and accordingly I can think about my response. I can express my point of view as well. So even in the talk shows, I'm not very I don't follow talk shows a lot because because it ended up with.
No, but I have a favorite one that I usually follow.
Okay, I hope that talk shows also achieve its objective. Sometimes you find the anchor says, "Okay, we have to end up the show," and the guests are still talking to each others, and nobody is listening to, and the audience didn't get a conclusion or a result out of this show. So what we want to, the media is very important, and it's very important to audience as well. You can affect the community through your programs, through your shows. So we have to be very picky about what we say, about what we
also, yes, regarding what we say, also in selecting words, I believe etiquette is something very, very important. Even in advertisement, in the movies, you know, even the gravity.
Yes, the best thing is always to be positive while expressing yourself and choosing your words, even with your kid. Okay, when you talk to your kid and you want her Habiba, huh?
Yes, my daughter.
You want Habiba to do something. Always talk in positive. So don't tell her, don't go don't touch the table. She will definitely touch the table because it happens
Don't
unconsciously. Yes, so always choose the positive words and talk positively. It will get more positive results.
Well, with that, Ms. Salwa Afifi, who is an etiquette consultant and personal developer, thank you for developing Nasho and I. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for joining us, and we hope that we can meet again to be more specific about certain issues when it comes to
hopefully.
etiquette. And with this, we come to the end of our breakfast show for today. Thank you all for joining us. Stay tuned for more coming up on Nile TV International.